ఈరోజు టెక్సాస్లోని మనం ఫ్రిస్కో సిటీలో ఉన్నాం. ఫ్రిస్కో నగరంలో మేజర్ ఎలక్షన్స్ జరుగుతున్నాయి. ఇక్కడ మేయర్ ఎలక్షన్స్లో భాగంగా హోరాహోరీగా పోటీ జరుగుతుంది. మనతో పాటు మార్కిల్ ఉన్నారు. మార్కిల్, హౌ ఆర్ యూ డూయింగ్ టుడే?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. So basically, it's all about elections, and the season is all about elections. And I know you've been there, done that, a lot of work, and you've been ISD chairman, and not only that, you served the society in a big way. But having said that, let's start about talking about what is your vision.
I usually answer it by saying leadership starts at the top. We as a community should not elect leaders that speak negatively about people or parts of our community. And I think that's very important because what leaders say, what a mayor says, or what a candidate says resonates to others and they hear it. And when you speak negatively about a certain ethnic group or religious group or your neighbors, when you do that, it impacts things and it causes other negativity to come. And so I've always said leadership starts at the top. We should always be very mindful. I have always been someone that believes greatly in being respectful to everybody, including the people that you disagree with. I think it creates a safer community. I think it also lowers the temperature in city council meetings and in a community that should be a priority for all of us.
So how do you, once you become mayor, how do you address these challenges?
You know, that's something I actually have real-time experience in. I have served the last 3 years as a trustee on Frisco ISD. And if you know Frisco ISD is one of its excellent partners. And at our board meetings, and I've had the luxury or the privilege of being president of Frisco ISD for the past year. And we have board meetings where we have public input and public comment, and we have it on agenda items, including critical comment, including comments that disagree with members and or agenda items. And that's perfectly fine. And like you said, that's not only required by law, it's actually encouraged. That's how you learn. That's how you improve. That's how you understand what's out in the community. And so that's a good thing. What isn't is using a council meeting to be a platform for individuals largely from out of the area, from outside, to come and just disparage and be negative on our community with no real issue or relevance to an agenda item.
So basically, do you agree with whatever the current mayor has taken an action where the citizens' input has been restricted to a certain extent, and he has broadcasted in certain media channels that he's not going to entertain this citizens' input anymore? So what do you think about that part?
Yeah, I think city council meetings should have comment directed at agenda items, including critical comment on it. I think the job of the mayor is to work with council, ultimately, to decide on what the best choice and election is on how to handle comment, I think to your point, on other issues, on just public comment in general, unrelated to the agenda. The job of the mayor is to work with council to build some agreement on how to handle that in a way that is positive for the community. That's something I will do.
Perfect. So moving forward, the second question is basically, as we know, basically a lot of Indians move to this city who are legal immigrants, and most of them to that fact. And in the recent past, this immigration has become a big debated topic, and that Frisco has come onto the national landscape, and a lot of media channels talk about Frisco because of these H1B issues and H1B pointers, and some people going to the houses and knocking the doors and doing all that stuff, which federal government is supposed to do, I say, where USCIS is supposed to take such actions. What is your point of view in that area?
I think you just nailed it at the end there. You know, we're a community, we're a dynamic and diverse community. And I support all lawful residents here, lawful immigration. Obviously, if there is any kind of illegal or fraudulent immigration practices, we will work with our state and federal counterparts to make sure it's investigated and prosecuted. I've taken an oath to follow the U.S. Constitution. I've done it my whole life. But at the same time, we have a community here for greater than a decade that is diverse, that is law-abiding, that is educated, safe, and family-oriented, and that has made Frisco successful. And so it's a priority of mine to make sure that all residents in this city regardless of where you came from, what your ethnicity is, how you worship. It's a priority of mine that all feel welcome. That is how we as a city will succeed in the future.
So basically, you have helped some of your clientele who were struggling with these temple issues in the recent past because there has been some situation. So tell me about that.
Yeah, I have been in this community for 20 years, over 20 years. I've worked with our Indian American community for years and resolved prior conflicts relating to temples and developments and making sure that we remained a welcoming community. It's something that has been part of me for before I served on Frisco ISD in my own profession. It's been very important to me. It's something that I actually helped on in the past. And so this goes to kind of the real-time experience that I can bring to this role of mayor, is working with all parts of the community, including the Hindu community, in a real beneficial way.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. సో ఇది సంగతి. బేసికలీ మార్కిల్ గారి మాటలో వారు చెప్పింది బేసికల్ ఏంటంటే 3 డెవలప్మెంట్ ప్లాన్స్ ఉన్నాయి వీరికి. ఒకటి ఏంటంటే వీరు చెప్పిన మాటలో ఇమిగ్రేషన్ దాన్ని పర్ఫెక్ట్గా ట్యాకిల్ చేస్తాం, ఎక్కడ భేదం లేకుండా అందరిని కలుపుకొని ముందుకెళ్తామని మీరు చెప్పడం జరిగింది. అండ్ అలానే మనకి యూనిటీ అండ్ ఇంక్లూజన్ అనే నినాదంతో వీరు ముందుకెళ్ళడం జరుగుతుంది. అండ్ ప్రాపర్టీ ట్యాక్సెస్ కూడా తగ్గించి దీన్ని ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్తారని వీరు చెప్పడం జరిగింది. ప్రాపర్టీ ట్యాక్సెస్ని సిటీలో కాస్త, ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ మనకి ఇండియన్స్ చాలా మంది హై ప్రాపర్టీ ట్యాక్సెస్ పే చేస్తున్నారు కాబట్టి, అలానే ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్ని కూడా దాన్ని ప్రక్షాళన చేయాలి. ఎందుకంటే ఈయన ఆల్రెడీ ప్రెసిడెంట్గా చేసి ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి ఫ్రిస్కో ఐఎస్డీకి అది కూడా ప్రక్షాళన చేసి దాన్ని కరెక్ట్ చేస్తారని వీరు చెప్పడం జరిగింది. అలానే ఎక్కడ వీలైతే అక్కడ మన భారతీయ సంతతి గల వారికి వీరు హెల్ప్ చేస్తారని వీరు మాటలో చెప్పడం జరిగింది. వెంకట్ ములుగుట్ల, TV9, డాలస్, టెక్సస్.